it upsetting for you or something?
No, why would it be upsetting for me?
I mean, why are you saying it like that?
Because I'm just saying, you over here.
They're so small. Okay.
Oh my God, that is embarrassing. But, oh, thank God, and we're recording. Okay, that's terrible.
Well,
No, listen. Welcome to my show with my co-host, Kaori. Now, this is a special episode. Forget that. No, this is a special episode. Because Toonami, we was all raised off Toonami. All of us. So.
Were you looking at me for an answer?
I was not looking for you for an answer. I'm just making sure you was raised off Toonami.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Toonami. And Tom just put out the greatest. Okay, maybe I'm going too far.
Promo ad. It was.
Okay. I thought I was going too far. I was like,
was.
okay, maybe the greatest promo Black Lives Matter ad I've ever seen in my life. I couldn't have imagined being 7, 8, 9 and seeing that video. I would have had to go to the bathroom and cry. Are you okay? I'm okay, Mom.
Only thing that I didn't like is, of course, there are people who are mad and they're like, "Oh, I'm not going to watch Toonami after all these years."
They don't need you.
Bye. They're like, Toonami's never been into politics. Then you obviously never been you've never watched Toonami ever in your life.
Say, you've never
because
seen
Toonami
anime.
has always spoke up about injustices. Period.
First of all, if you watch anime,
it's weird that you don't understand Black Lives Matter if you watch anime. That is
literally thing. They preach equality in every maybe 90% of all their animes. Like it's always we're gonna make this as simple for these motherfuckers as we can. There's no way you can say all lives matter or whatever y'all niggas want to say, and you love Naruto.
You can't say that
because literally the show is about a boy who's been discriminated against his whole life
over something he could not
control. Like, I never understood how y'all niggas should be kissing this boy's ass. His body's strong enough to hold the 9 tails, but y'all want to hate him?
He was hated by an entire village plus
all his life. I mean, like, you
over
talk about
something he wasn't even barely conscious.
Man, this boy
he was a whole
literally
baby.
Is the son of the nigga who saved y'all. And what did y'all do? Third Hokage.
Treat him like absolute shit. Absolute shit. And then, of course, I mean, you can't even just say that without talking about the Uchiha clan.
Oh, God, niggas. Literally.
How a whole Hokage hates an entire clan.
Literally move them niggas from Providence in there. Like, we gonna move y'all on the outskirts.
Here, away
Where's
from
the
all
outskirts
of us.
at? Like, they make a separate part just for them niggas? Like,
yes,
I never knew.
and I'm sitting here like, y'all, the Lee Village sounds like a fucking sundown town.
Yeah, the Lee Village has some real, but
then of course we have Dragon Ball Z.
Goodness gracious.
Frieza's forever calling somebody a motherfucking
monkey. Like,
and I'm like, and everybody's like, well, it don't matter. That's a whole race.
Man, listen.
It's a whole race of
Frieza
people, and he's always calling somebody a fucking monkey.
He said it with no hesitation. Monkey!
You monkey!
Monkeys! Monkeys! Monkeys!
And I did see somebody comment on the video, and they said that you cannot say Samurai Jack is one of your favorite characters, and also in that same breath say all lives matter, because Samurai Jack is voiced by a black man.
I never knew that.
Yeah.
I never knew that at all.
And I was like, you're right.
There's really a lot of things. There's no way you can love Black Clover when the Wizard King literally said, I am fighting against discrimination. He literally said that. From commoners to the royals, I'm literally fighting to bridge that gap. Literally.
And I love that. And they used quotes from different anime.
Oh my God, that was fire.
When
fire.
they were using Gaara. Are you for real? He's all daddy Somebody tried to kill him. How many times?
A lot.
And they used, have you overcome hatred?
No, of course y'all niggas haven't, but you know.
And then there was the quote from when Samurai Jack was a little kid talking to his dad, and that's the one I was looking for, where he said, the decisions you make and the actions you take after that are a reflection of who you are. And everybody's like, oh, I can't support Toonami after this. How did you just get offended by that? How did you just get offended?
I just think it's so funny that these niggas they don't want to support Toonami because why? Because they speaking the truth.
Because they're
quoting your favorite animes. Literally, they're quoting your favorite animes right now. You got a problem with it.
And it baffles.
So it must have been different when it hit their ears.
It was in the beginning. It was the very first thing when he said, when people are like, racism doesn't exist anymore. Racism's not real. I don't see color. I don't see color. Really? All lives matter. And that's when everybody was just like, oh my God, how dare you? And then when he was like, Black Lives Matter and they always will matter, it was just like.
That hit me. You can't see my heart. That, right? Tom, come to the cookout. One of my friends said he got an N-word pass.
Toonami has been like that, though. And people are like, they've never been involved in politics. Yes, they have. Yes, they have.
Anime has always been a part of these. Like they talk about this stuff. I don't know if y'all just not catching the messages. Maybe they ain't been watching anime long enough. Because I've been watching anime since I was 5.
It's like they're skipping over the message just to watch the fight scenes. It's like, but within the fight scenes, y'all talk about Naruto with Talk No Jutsu all the time. Because he's giving these inspirational ass speeches, but you don't want to hear it. But that's the problem.
I know y'all want to be like maybe I shouldn't say that. Fuck it. I know y'all want to be barbarians and fucking just go get to the fighting. Listen.
Like, that's literally what people say is like, can we just get to the fight? And
that's literally the reason why I love Naruto. I'm like, man, he is really talking that shit. Like, I would hate to fight Naruto.
And then when they introduce like an entire village of black people.
Yeah, that was.
And I'm just like.
On a side note,
Okay.
The Cloud Village, they didn't have nobody in their costume. Never.
No.
Just just throwing that all out there. A fun fact.
Then. And I know we're talking about anime, but. And everybody's like, Cartoon Network has been on the fence, and I'm just like.
They never been on the fence. That's how they know they don't pay attention. They've never been on the fence.
And I'm like, when just morning cartoons in general, if we're going to talk about it. Well, we can talk since Yu-Gi-Oh is an anime.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I love Yu-Gi-Oh. Okay, well, he's black.
He's black. He comes from.
The Pharaoh is from Egypt. So my man is black. And then when they showed a picture of him, and he's very colored. My man's is black. Listen, and y'all are like, well, I can't believe, like, he's not black. He's
what? Where's he from?
Africa. I mean,
where's Africa? Where's Egypt at?
Sure.
Africa.
Sure.
Who said he's not black?
There are a lot of people who said that Yu-Gi-Oh is not black, and I'm like,
okay.
I guess you haven't.
Maybe Yugi is black, the little boy, but that man,
the man,
comes from Africa.
He's
comes from Egypt. He's black. Melanin. Melanin is in his system. Okay?
A lot of it.
Yeah. So the fuck are they talking about? Hey. The hell?
Brock, I would go so far as
he's definitely black. He's definitely black. He ain't no ifs, ands, buts about it. Like, I mean, you look at some of them. Piccolo
is black.
I don't care what color he is. He's black.
Piccolo is a black man. Okay.
Fire Force. They just introduced this black dude. He's hard too.
Mm-hmm. Who else has that?
Baki.
Mm-hmm. It astounds me. Sorry,
actually, it doesn't even astound me no more because I just don't think really people are like they.
Well, it kind of
people hear what they want to hear
because people are always like. There are a lot of people who say that anime is not really inclusive, and sometimes it is like that. sometimes you will come across an anime where there are no people of color at all. But they are still doing the same thing, which is fighting against injustice and inequality. And and so it's like, even though the physical representation's not there, the message is still
in there. You, first of all, you don't have to be black inside of an anime to get the point of the injustice.
You don't have to be.
Like,
you don't have to.
Motherfucker be blue, black, purple, blah 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 blah. Okay, you don't have to be black for the injustice part to hit you.
But then it's like the black characters that are on these different shows actually end up turning out to be some of the better characters. Even if they don't have that, even if they don't really have like much of a presence there, they still have a presence there. Like, I'll go so far as Promised Neverland, Sister Crone.
Man.
She, at first, when she first came on screen, she was very, very like,
I thought she was crazy.
Creepy and crazy. But it's like, when they did her backstory, when she was about to die, I feel like they could have did her a little bit better. I feel like they did her slick dirty.
I mean, Rising of the Shield Hero, my boy. If anybody know about discrimination, it's now for me. So you can't be a Rising of the Shield Hero fan and
ignore discrimination
and say all lives matter at the same time. Say go.
I don't have it set up to do that.
But like I'm saying, if you're a fan of Rising of the Shield Hero, there's no way you can say all lives matter and there's no discrimination, because your boy Malphemy literally got discriminated just because he choked on the fucking shield. The shield that connected to his arm, they hated him for that. They had no reason why. They still ain't told us why they hate the Shield Hero. They just hated him. They lied on him, said he raped the girl, never raped her. They was spreading all type of like anything that went bad. Oh, Malphemy did it. Then he had to go back. I mean, this isn't a Rise of Shield Hero video. I'm just saying he had to go back, fix their shit, and they still hated that motherfucker. So there's no way you can say you love anime like we love anime and not see the issue in saying what y'all say. And
I just have to, for the record, Black Lives Matter doesn't put one race above the others.
I don't know why.
I don't know why people keep thinking that. It's so weird.
They turn. I don't know how they twist the narrative. Like when you say Black Lives Matter, where does that in your mind? Where does that register that say, oh well,
only
you're saying
Black Lives Matter? Nobody said that.
No,
Nobody has said that. Nobody said Black Lives Matter over everybody else. Nobody said Black Lives only matter. Nobody said that. It's Black Lives Matter. It's the very fact that you put black in there makes it racist. No, you are making it racist.
See, that's like the equivalent of like you being in a relationship and like you're doing stupid things to your significant other, and there's like, well, damn, what about my feelings? My feelings matter too, and you're just saying like, no, fuck that, fuck your feelings. All feelings matter. Did you see that?
All feelings matter.
Did you? I seen a post one time.
All states matter.
The nigga, somebody said this dude was fucking this girl. He said, who got the best dick? She said, all dicks matter. All dicks matter.
Just like people are like, when Texas and Louisiana got hit, and people were like, pray for Texas, pray for Louisiana, and somebody was like, all states matter. I mean, it makes you feel like an asshole when you say stuff like that. And it was like, okay, yeah, but right now we're the ones getting destroyed by 2 hurricanes back to back, and we need help. But all states matter.
Yeah, all states matter.
I'm just understanding.
Oh, pray for Texas and Louisiana. Pray for Hawaii.
All states matter.
All states. Pray for Wyoming.
9/11. Never forget. All buildings matter. That sounds asshole-ish, and I don't understand how y'all aren't understanding that.
See, I think when they get to the topic of race, they want to change the narrative. Just like, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. We having the same issues we was having in 2017 and 18, and when Cap was doing what he was doing, they were talking about, oh my God, you can't do nothing like that. And now, every time I turn around, oh, Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter. Oh, I cut on Netflix, oh, Black Lives Matter. I'm like, oh, y'all niggas real woke now. Y'all real woke. You know the same thing happened some years ago. Y'all know that ain't shit changed. Niggas still dying. I mean, niggas been recording the shit. You need to pull up the shit. Come on, man. I mean, I think right now it's very convenient to say.
I think it's very ignorant for people to say that racism doesn't exist, especially black people who are like, I haven't experienced racism. That's fine.
That's cool.
You have not, but other people have, and that invalidates what they've gone through just because you haven't gone through it. I'm not really sure where everybody's mind is, but just because you haven't gone through something doesn't mean that other people haven't. So just because you didn't scrape your knee on your left leg when you were 7, like the rest of us did, doesn't mean it didn't happen. Or it doesn't mean that it continues to happen. It just hasn't happened to you. I mean, it's really not that hard to understand. And I feel like anime puts it into a perspective, since like they have to treat you like you're little kids, but they give it to you in the most adult way possible.
It's so clear. Like, I don't care. Like when the Wizard King said, "Man, I'm fighting so hard to fight this girl," he literally had a whole speech about. I'm gonna pull up the episode. I don't remember what episode it was. When he was fighting Lick, he literally had a whole little speech about fighting prejudice.
And I really wanted to thank Toonami for the video.
Oh my god.
Because it was fantastic. Even though Toonami has been on the right side of history.
And they didn't have to
all the time. They didn't have to say anything.
That made my morning. Like when I seen it this morning, I said, "Oh my god!" Like that was everything to me. And I know people probably watch it like, "Wait, that video's everything." Y'all just because y'all don't understand. Like if that video didn't move you in no type of way, you part of the problem. It's as simple as that.
If it disgusted you in any type
you're definitely
of way,
part of the problem. Like you just need to just
stop
watching anime. You probably need to stop watching anime. If you're a cosplayer, so just stop watching all that shit.
But you know, I feel like the same people who get mad about it, they're the ones who burned their Nikes when they endorsed Cap. They are the same people who are like, right. Then they're the same people who will gatekeep cosplaying, be like, you know, that character's not black. You know, I'm not about to paint my skin pink in order to do this cosplay if I don't have to.
Exactly.
Just because the character is not black. Cosplay is for everybody. Anime is for everybody.
I be thinking it's so funny when like people like, first of all, when we're cosplaying and we're in anime, I mean, first of all, none of these people are real, so they can literally be whatever color I feel like them. If I wanted to dress up like a Lemillion and paint my skin red, it's okay.
I mean, as long as you know who the fuck I am,
still
it doesn't
Lemillion.
matter.
You see that million across my chest, don't you?
And it's like, y'all, it's basically what you guys do for Halloween, and nobody has to say anything to you about it. I'm just saying.
I mean, the people's ignorance is very astounding.
But y'all sit there and watch anime and just miss over the message, and I don't understand.
People care about life. Now you're politicking, really?
I mean, and that's what they keep trying to call it, and it's like, this is politics. It's not politics, it's life.
It's called right and wrong. And that's all we're asking for is right and wrong. When
someone does something wrong,
when Ryan shoots Jimmy, you know, over here, okay, well, let's see. We'll see what happened. Pookie shoot Ray Ray, they're going down.
And but when somebody if I shoot you, I'm going to get arrested and I'm going to jail.
Yeah, that's definitely
because I'm black. If my white neighbor who is 78 years old shoots you over here, guess where he's going? Back in the house. Into perspective for the anime crowd. If Naruto shot Sasuke in the face with a gun,
wait a second. We gotta do anime terms. If Naruto hit Sasuke with a full powered
Rasengan,
Sage Mode, Rasen Shuriken,
y'all would be like, oh my god, that's like a hate crime. If he did it because he was a new Uchiha, not because, you know, they beefing.
Yeah.
But if he did it because he was a new Uchiha, that's a hate crime.
Yeah, like the second Hokage. Like, if he did that shit, he definitely was.
That's a fucking hate crime.
Yeah, he definitely did.
And y'all would be pissed. And the people, I'm really not even sure the Leaf Village would give a shit.
I mean, they'd be that man. You know, they'll turn the other cheek, man. Oh, he did that.
But in self-defense.
He's a Hokage. What can we say?
Self-defense. Like,
you know, those Uchiha bastards are evil. Evil.
Thugs.
Really? Heathens. Thugs. Harlots. All that. Wow. Really? He was literally just
He was standing there.
Just training.
He was training with Kakashi, and that's what happened.
I don't know. He was going to do a forbidden move on Kakashi.
But how do you know that?
I'm pretty sure Kakashi would have seen that. With the eye that he has on this side, he probably would have seen that. But
it's just, it's always
an excuse.
Present. And it's explained to you, and you still skip over it. And then when something that you've looked up to since the early 90s decides to come out and say something, you're just like, oh, the politics. You mean, oh,
you never loved Toonami. Sorry. You never loved Toonami. If this one little commercial can make you say, oh,
I can't believe it. I'm not
no more. You never loved Toonami.
Never.
We don't need you.
You could not have.
We don't need y'all niggas.
Couldn't have.
Tom.
I really did appreciate it coming from Toonami.
Man, that was amazing.
While like we said, they didn't have to say anything. It's the fact that they did that just makes all of the actual true Toonami friends since the 90s, like, we love to see it.
Yeah. Shout out to Toonami. Goodness gracious.
Seriously. We love to see it. Is that it?
Yes, it is.
We good?
Yes, goodness gracious.
We will bring you guys some more because there's a lot.
I know we're behind all this quarantining and all these new animes and stuff.
Very much so.
Goodness gracious. But listen, likes, what's they be saying?
Like,
subscribe, and share. Yeah. Like, share, subscribe. That's what I'm like, what do they be saying? I have to watch more videos. Like, share, subscribe. Join the Facebook group. You know, even though there's some whiny bitches, but.
Shit in my yard.
Oh. Okay, yeah. Like, share, subscribe, and we're out.
There's been a lot of talk about race lately. I don't see color. Racism isn't real anymore. All lives matter. These words are actually harmful and steer away from the bigger issue. Racism still exists. Discrimination toward people of color still. If you're thinking this isn't why I watch Toonami, think again. Think about how you can fight against injustice.
All of us together, standing and fighting as one.
The decisions you make and the actions that follow are a reflection of who you are.
You can be a part of an honest conversation about racism. Because Black Lives Matter and will always matter.